Good morning, welcome to Morning Coffee with AP. Today your guys' question was, should I be using BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, or EAAs, a full blend of essential amino acids? Stay tuned. So welcome back to Morning Coffee with AP. You guys asked me, how are you so energetic in the morning? Well, that's why I have coffee, and that's why this show is called Morning Coffee with AP. So we got the man mug here. Got some caffeine going, and today's question from you guys: should we be taking branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, or should we be taking EAAs, or essential amino acids? So for those of you who don't know what BCAAs are or EAAs, usually they're marketed for muscle recovery, building muscle. You can drink it before, during, after your workouts, really any part of the day, but it's helping build muscle. That's the thing that's going to start helping you, the supplement, right? It's going to start helping you build muscle. Well, that's not the thing that's going to start just magically putting on pounds and pounds of muscle. So, by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I have this series every single morning. We do Morning Coffee with AP. There's also lots of other content on my channel. We do lifting with other coaches or influencers, as well as I have a lot of podcasts with high-level coaches with very, very good information about how to go about certain dieting techniques or strategies, lifting techniques and strategy, supplementation, all these different types of things. If you're in contest prep, if you're just looking to lose weight, if you're looking to gain strength, all these different things, go ahead and check it out after this video. I put out a lot of stuff for you guys because I want to give you the most valuable possible. You guys are my fam, my posse. But today with BCAAs versus EAAs, let's talk about it. So for a long, long time, BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, was the main thing, right? The thing that was going to start building muscle, and it was the end all be all in the supplementation world, being marketed very heavily. And so the BCAAs are just three amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And with that, they tend to recommend within the literature back then, and also marketed, that you have about 3 to 5 grams of leucine per serving to stimulate protein synthesis, mTOR pathway, all that kind of stuff to start building muscle. I'll see a lot of supplements out there bogus. They're only putting in literally 1 gram of leucine and then a half a gram of isoleucine and valine, or depending on the ratio, it might be 2.5 grams of leucine and then 1 to 1.5 grams of isoleucine and valine. You really got to look out for that, because they're going to say on the label that it has these ingredients, but that doesn't mean that the active dose is incorporated per serving. So you might have to use either more servings of that product, or just get a different product that actually has that per serving. And it kind of comes down to the cost per serving to me, and the actual how legit the company is with the BCAAs, because the FDA does not regulate supplements. So the more you can get patented form on the back, there should be something saying that there's potentially a certain trademark or patent or something like that that has certain BCAAs. That is what I would recommend looking into. But now, EAAs, essential amino acids, came on the market of a full blend. So all the amino acids that you need, or potentially all of them, are in these supplements now, to be saying that now this is the new revolution. They noticed, now they did some literature stuff, and now higher level coaches and other fitness influencers that have a big pull in the industry started trying this out more. And so I see in the bodybuilding industry, people like John Meadows, Matt Porter, stuff like that, they started actually implementing more of a full blend of amino acids, because we need all of them to promote better or more, potentially more, muscle growth. But the main thing is none of that is going to be of value unless you are training super hard in the gym and your nutrition is on point. Meaning, if you're trying to gain muscle mass, you either need to be, if you're a new lifter, you could probably get away with gaining some muscle if you're in a slight caloric deficit or at maintenance calories. But for most of us, we need to be in what's called a caloric surplus, meaning we're eating more calories than it takes for our body to sustain body weight. Because if we're adding tissue, it makes sense, right? If we're removing calories from our diet, and so we're in a negative energy balance, then how are we supposed to gain tissue if we're taking away things? Like I said, there's different mechanisms. That's not how it directly works. So newbie lifters and stuff, You could be gaining muscle on the way down, like losing body fat, losing weight, but still gaining muscle. Seen that. But for like after that point, we really have to start dialing in our nutrition. So the first and foremost thing is we need to be in a positive nitrogen balance, just from our protein intake in general, our total daily intake of protein. And then we move into like the total caloric intake, right? Of we need to be in a slight caloric surplus to be gaining tissue. And then you can start adding in these BCAAs or EAAs. Potentially, some people think they're a waste of money. I would say that you can build muscle and stuff without these. You don't need these. But from a recovery purpose, this is why I utilize now a full blend of essential amino acids. I used to do a lot of BCAAs, and I'll go into dosing in a second. But I utilize these essential amino acids for the recovery purposes. It seems to me, from not like a literature standpoint or anything anecdotal, like actual experience, is implementing EAAs during my workout and or like post-workout or whatever. It just puts more amino acids in the bloodstream. And during your workout, you're not building muscle. You're tearing down muscle. You're trying to tear it down and create the response to the damage response for your body to break it down and start rebuilding bigger hypertrophy, right? Bigger muscle or more muscle. It's not splitting the cells of like gaining more muscle cells and stuff. It's more of just like tearing it, making them bigger. Okay. So with that though, for EAAs, the dosages that I use is probably like a 10 gram per serving blend. I like I said, have about 5 grams of leucine, and then the rest of the blends, there's so many different ones. As long as you're getting adequate amounts, I think they're viable. For BCAAs, like I told you guys before, the serving size, they try to get 5 grams of leucine, 3 to 5 grams of leucine, and then isoleucine valine. But what I noticed that was good and all for the literature approach, but from actual experience, to actually get the recovery benefits, depending on how big you are, if you're male or female, female could probably get away like 150 and below or 140 and below pound female, get away with like 5 grams of BCAAs during your workouts, have the recovery benefits that I've seen. But for like me, I would have to start implementing higher amounts of 10 to 15, some people at a higher range of like 200 plus pounds, like 20 grams of BCAAs total, to start seeing some of those recovery enhancements, I guess you would say. But that doesn't mean it's going to help build more muscle. It's just going to help you with the recovery process potentially, so that you can get in the gym again and train that muscle as most intense as you can. That's the part that we're worried about, so that we can start getting more times in the gym, more volume, so that we can build more muscle potentially. So with EAAs though, same thing, 10 grams, that's where I like to stay around with most people, but you have a lot of people, a bigger size, bigger mass, more muscle, bumping up to 20 grams is probably going to be somewhere in there, just because you have more muscle mass, right? So I would say from all of this, first off, nutrition needs to be on point. You need to be training hard. That's first and foremost. But if you implement this, then having those dosages that I just talked about, depending on how much muscle you have, as well as BCAAs or EAAs, which one would I prefer now? Well, I'm leaning towards EAAs more, and I'm leaning towards EAAs mixed in with an intra-carbohydrate drink. That has shown kind of the best recovery benefits, so we can get back in the gym and start training harder and more often. And so I would do that during your workout if you decide to implement these. And other than that, like I said, both of them work. I think what the best question is what works best for you, and budget, and do you have your nutrition dialed in? Are you training hard? I would start off with not even taking any of this, and then as you progress, implementing this, because you want to do one variable at a time and really see if it's actually working, right? If you put in a bunch of stuff in your recovery, you don't know what is the thing that's causing you to recover better and build more muscle mass, right? So you might not need to be spending $30 on this stuff for a whole month. You can allocate that $30 towards buying organic food sources, or better for food sources in general, or a gym membership that has better equipment, or whatever, right? Like you got to look at what you're investing in and what's the ROI, like what is the benefit from that investment. And I would not start here, but this is something, if you financially can, to implement in place to potentially help with recovery. So anyways, guys, that is it for this morning with Morning Coffee with AP. If you have any questions, I would love more of them. Comment below. Any questions you have, subscribe to the channel if you like the content so far. Turn on the post notifications, like I said, every single morning. Give this video a thumbs up or share it on your social media channels if you think that there's been some controversy or if somebody else wants to know this. I would love that. I'm just really trying to build our tribe, help you guys out, build a community. But other than that, if you have any more questions for me, I have free 7-day workouts you can grab in the link description below. I have private coaching spots if you're looking to really dive deep into nutrition and training and optimize everything and get crazy results through all of the structure. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people now that have accomplished their weight loss goals, strength gaining goals. I worked with ROTC people, getting ready for the military, contest prep, Division I athletes for college. Different atmospheres. Anything that you find interested in, you're like motivated, you want to take it to the next level, go ahead. I have an application below you can fill out. And also on top of these videos, I have a free Facebook group that you can click on, and there's tons of content in there, a lot more stuff with regards to like different exercises, why they're important, how to do them, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, check out the link description below. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.